even with the trade and all that, Most High didn't really want us to deal with them like that. You know what I mean? So you see the sons came in, we said, who was that, Simeon and Levi? You already know. It was a slaughter over there. Right? Read it.
Verse 28. They took their sheep and their oxen and their donkeys, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house.
Right, so Simeon and Levi, man, cats went in. They went hard. Gun? Got some Levi's animals. Well, it said Simeon and Levi, so we'll read on. We'll see if it was more of that. Read.
Verse 30. And Yaakov said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites,
right,
and the Perizzites. And I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me. And I shall be destroyed, I and my house.
Right.
And they said, should he deal with our sister as with an harlot?
Right. So they went. So far, it's saying that Simeon and Levi just went in there and just did their thing. But when the Most High is with you, who could be against you? So it's been known throughout the scriptures, when you read the scriptures, that we have went up against, thousands over us. It'd be 400 of us and be 10,000 of them. The Most High be with us. We just destroyed everyone. Just like during the time of Maccabees, right? And we're coming up on the story of Hanukkah, right? Jewish Maccabees, cats got together and do what? They did their thing, man. Why? Because the Most High was with us. See, when the Most High is not with us, then we're in trouble. We always went and we battled, but we wound up losing. When they knew the Most High was with us, forget about it. No, nothing could stop us. That's why he said, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Okay? All right, so Simeon and Levi, cats went and did their thing. So you know what? And Jacob was mad, though. He's like, man, you don't mess me up. I'm in the land of Canaanites, the Perizzites, and these other nations. This cat's gonna come up on me because y'all done slayed everybody. Y'all done started trouble in here, man. Now I gotta get out of here. So, both sides there, man. He's watching over the children of Israel. That's why we're here today. Because our ancestors went through these battles. And we learned from this. So the scripture tells us all the time. Give me Otis, and give me Romans 15, verse 12.
The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Right, see that? See, whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. So these things that were written, that happened, true events, these are for our learning. So that we know that, we don't have to deal with the other nations. You see what happened when our people dealt with the other nations? What happened to us? They let us on. Yeah, everything was great in the beginning. And it's with every relationship. You meet a woman, some of you young guys, and say, oh man, she's great, she's the best thing. 6 months later, man, this woman is crazy. So a lot of times we get with the other nations, get caught up, then what? We start serving other gods. Like I said, if it happened to Solomon, we are not exempt, and this thing will happen to any one of us. Because I'm sitting up here don't mean it can't happen to me. All right? So what are things that are written aforetime are written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. And that's the big thing in Israel right now, patience. Our people lack patience it's terrible. We can't wait for nothing. They want it now. Everything is now. Right? The Esau's making all this stuff for us. All this hot pockets and chicken patties and oodles and noodles. Who are they making it for? They ain't making it for them. They're making it for us because we want it now. We got to have it now. I got to eat. I got to go. McDonald's, fast food. Who that's for? It ain't for Esau. It ain't for the other nations. It's for us. We the ones tearing that stuff up. We the ones with high blood pressure, diabetes, eating processed food. This is the condition of our people. This is what happens because we lack patience. Nobody's taking time and say, you know what? Let me get a piece of chicken and bacon, make some vegetables, brown rice or something. Everybody say, you know what? Let me go to McDonald's, get that burger. I gotta go. I got late for work. You know, and some of us may work at McDonald's. They tell you, do not go there. That place is an abomination. Talk to some of our young brothers that work there. They tell you, they give you the breakdown. I'm gonna give it to you now. But be careful when you eat at it. And have patience. The scripture said we have patience, comfort of the scriptures. Scriptures comfort us. And what? That we may have hope. What's the hope? Our salvation. That we be saved. All right, we're going to Genesis chapter 35 and verse 1. I think we end up at 36, so before 36, we'll take the break. Con?
The book of Genesis, chapter 35 and 1. And Yahweh said unto Yaakov, arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto the Most High that appeared unto thee, even thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Yaakov said unto his household, and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto the Most High, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went.
All right, so the Most High was with him during that time when he dealt with Esau. Remember, when we read, he said he was afraid at first because he didn't know, how the spirit, how Esau was rolling. He thought that, Esau, he had them 400 men, he was gonna put him to death and take his women, of course, and then all his cattle, all his riches, they'll just die off. But eventually, Most High blessed him, and he got a chance to pass through and do his thing. So he said, now in return, the Most High bless you. What are you supposed to do? You gotta bless the Most High. So what do you do? He said, I'm gonna build an altar. Right? That's what we're doing here. The Most High has blessed us. So now what? We're blessing him. We build an altar. He liked the sweet smell of the Savior, frankincense and myrrh. We're burning the myrrh. We're keeping the commandments. Con. All right, we got to do this thing. We got to do it. Read.
Verse 4. And they gave unto Yaakov all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Yaakov hid them under the oak which was by Shechem.
Right, so he got rid of all them strange gods. We was amongst them. These guys was making trades. Hey, come on, take my sister, take the wives. Hey, let's do this thing. And Semi-Levi came in and did their thing, shut it down. But the people still had earrings. They holding on to little keepsakes. Yeah, I'm gonna hold this. Yeah, remember we was over there? No. Jacob said, give me all that stuff, man. Because you know why? Because eventually it's gonna turn into some kind of God. Next thing you know, you're gonna be worshiping something, some earring or some nonsense. So the Most High is like that. He doesn't like to, keep things around from the other nations. When he returns back, that's what he said he's gonna knock down everything. Nothing shall stand. None of you see these churches with the big cross, all that stuff, all those things, the Muslim mosque, Most High say he done away with all that. All that stuff is not gonna stand anymore. Because he doesn't want us to feel like we need to go back to that. So you're going to destroy it. That's in Corinthians. I'll get it later. Go ahead, read.
Verse 5. And they journeyed, and the terror of the Most High was upon the cities that were round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Yaakov. So Yaakov came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, he and all the people that were with him. And he built there an altar and called the place El Bethel, because there the Most High appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. But Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died.
Right, Deborah, right? You got it. Read, Rebekah.
And she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak tree. It's like under an oak. And the name of it was called Alon Bakaf. And the Most High appeared unto Yaakov again when he came out of Padan Aram and blessed him. And Yahweh said unto him, thy name is Yaakov. Thy name shall not be called any more Yaakov, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel.
Right. Read.
And the Most High said unto him, I am the Most High thy power, Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins.
Right. So it's starting with Jacob. He's the progenitor. He said a king's gonna come out of them. He said what? Gonna come out of thy loins. Right? He said nation. So Jacob's gonna start a whole nation, right? Remember, earlier in our verse, he mentioned that we was gonna be like the sand of the sea, right? So he's just telling them right now, he's picking them up right now. The Most High is telling me, hey man, it's gonna be, keep the faith, just keep going. And already he's saying, build an altar for him. So that's a great thing. The Most High is hearing that. Read.
Verse 12. In the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. And Yahweh went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Yaakov set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon. And Yaakov called the name of the place where Yahweh spake with him, Bethel. And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephrath. And Rachel travailed, and she had hard labor. And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, thou shalt have this son also. And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Benoi, but his father called him Benjamin.
Right. So Benjamin, see, I think believes he was the last one that was born. He said, listen, we're gonna call this guy. He said Ben Anai? Ben Anai? Right. But his father called him Benjamin, Banyamya. So read.
19.
Mm-hmm.
And Rachel died and was buried in the way to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem.
I think that's
Bethlehem.
Ephrath.
Yeah, Ephrath,
Read.
which is in Bethlehem.
Bethlehem, right.
And Yaakov set a pillar upon her grave, that is in the pillar of Rachel's grave unto this day. And Israel journeyed and spread his tent beyond the tower of Adar. And it came to pass, when Israel dwelt in that land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah,
right,
his father's concubine. Ooh. And Israel heard it. Now the sons of Yaakov were 12.
Hold on. He said, what? So he came to pass when Israel dwelt in the land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. So that was off. That was off according to what? Where's the law in that? Yeah, let's get it. Leviticus 18. Then we'll read on in the sons. Start at 1. Start at Leviticus 18:1.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Most High your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt.
Stop right there. You see what he says, after the doings of the land of what? Of who? Of Egypt. Right. So the Egyptians, he told them, listen, don't follow after these people. Because why? These people do some wicked and evil things. They don't consider the Most High. That's why he's telling them in Leviticus 18th chapter, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. Read.
Wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
Right.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan,
right,
whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
Right.
Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Right. Don't walk in their ordinances, meaning that don't walk in their law, their statutes, whatever they have, whatever their order is. Don't follow after them. Read.
Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Most High your power.
Right. That's why he told us to do that. Read.
Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Most High. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Most High your power. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother.
Right. So the nakedness of your father and your mother. You're not supposed to approach onto them. You're not supposed to look at your mother with a googly eye. You know, you ain't supposed to do that. But the other nations was doing that. Isn't that where this guy Nimrod? Didn't he sleep with his mother? And they call it this Christmas. It's a whole big story behind that. I'm not gonna get into the whole story, but definitely I'm working on the signs we can go out to the camp with that. To give our people knowledge and wisdom, understanding on what they celebrate. They think they're celebrating something that's righteous, and it's not. It's wicked. So he telling them that what? The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shall thou not. Read on.
Shall thou not uncover,
right?
She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Right.
The nakedness of thy father's wife.
Nakedness of who? What?
The nakedness of thy father's wife.
Right.
Shalt thou not uncover.
Right.
It is thy father's nakedness.
Right. It's your father's nakedness when you deal with his wife. How does that sound? Why? Because his wife is his possession. That's his possession. So when you uncover her, it's like you uncovering him. That's off. That's wicked. So this is the things that befall us. Of course, when we get to Genesis to 49, when we get there, it'll tell us the things that will befall us in the end. And this is one of them. Because why? We follow after the other nations. Like I said, we gotta have movie night. Maybe hopefully I finally get that movie in here. You know, Mondo Magic. I don't know if you could stomach it. You know, this is what the other nations be doing. If you watch that movie, Mondo Magic, and Shock in Asia, you'll see the people, man. You wouldn't believe what these people do. What these other nations be doing with each other. So the Most High already saw this thing already. That's why he's told us, no, listen, don't do that. That's when Jacob came out and he got the bracelets and the earrings off everybody. He destroyed everything. Because he don't want nobody to think back and be like, man, remember that? That was a good time we had over there. No. He doesn't want us to do that, man. So let's go back. Let's go back. We're going to finish this chapter. I think 36 is the last chapter. We're going to take the break, and we'll come back and we'll go through 36.
The book of Genesis, chapter 35, and verse 23. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn,
right,
and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun.
Right.
The sons of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin. And the sons of Bilhah,
right,
Rachel's handmaid, Dan, and Naphtali.
Right.
And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad, and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him in Padan Aram.
Right.
And Jacob came unto Isaac his father, unto Mamre, unto the city of Arba, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned.
So hold on a second. So it mentioned the 12 tribes of Israel. So how many wives Jacob had? 4, right? Come. So we have 4 wives, and it just mentioned who came out of those wives. So, I know a lot of people that, go with the wives and all this stuff, but we became a nation off of multiple wives. They call it polygamy. That's what the Greeks call it. This was a righteous thing. That all 4 of them, they came forth and Jacob had children with these women, right? And they all dwelt together. You know what I mean? In the same land. I'm not saying the same tent, but in the same land. And they kept the commandments, and this is how we became a nation. Con? Right, because if these 5 didn't get together, where would we be? All right. Read on.
The book of Genesis 35 and 28.
Right.
And the days of Isaac were 180 years.
Whoa, wait a minute. I need somebody to break that down for me. 180 years. Help me out. 180 years. How much? Yeah. This cat was living. I mean, we at 45, we like, oh. I've seen brothers at 35 with the back going, oh man, my back.
Yeah.
These guys living to 140. I don't think they was complaining about their back. And the way they show people now at 80, 90 years old, man, you see them, they can barely walk. Some of them in a wheelchair. This guy is 140 something years, 180, right? 180 years old, right? 3.
Verse 29.
Right.
And Isaac gave up the ghost and died.
Right, so he gave up his spirit. But, you know, we don't deal with ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody lingering around. You see somebody floating in the air. No, get out of here. You know, the spirit. The Most High said what? He gave up the spirit, right?
And was gathered unto his people,
Mm-hmm.
being old and full of days.
Right.
And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him.
Right, so they buried Jacob their father. You know, when you learn, as time go on, you read, after we get out of the wilderness, we actually go back and get them. You know, there was something that you know, bury your dead in the right way. You know what I'm saying? You know, we have people throw them over here in the corner, or somebody threw a video on them by design. They got the dead laying out there, and somebody carved them up. So they make corned beef like that. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna take the break, and we're gonna end it right here because we're gonna get to Genesis 36. Is a little. I'm going to a little bit of Esau. I'm not gonna try to expound too much on, but we do need to go into them a little bit. Okay. All right, we'll take the break. What time is it? Oh, it's a little early. 2:00. Good. So the break is about 30 minutes, 45. So we'll return back here. Right? Right? All right. Hallelujah.